for himself here. Let's follow him, quick.
Constantine, what are you doing?
Cousin! You're here! I would have preferred that you learn all of this another way. To be able to reveal everything to you in better circumstances. But whatever power we earn, there are some things that escape us.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but what are you doing here?
I seem monstrous to you. I am well aware of that. But I promise to explain everything when the moment is right. Then you will understand. You will see. The temptation is so great to share all with you right now. You have done so much for me. You have given me so much. I haven't forgotten, believe me. But I still have more to do. Forgive me and have patience. Hold them back. But do not kill him for anything in the world.
Constantine, come back and explain yourself.
What your cousin did to this Nadal deserved. Patterson had known he would have let him die.
He's gone mad. It's the only explanation.
We're the shadowing guile enemies! Your armor is falling apart! Galbar enemies! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Flesh of my earth, help me. You saw him do it, didn't you? You saw him draw from me, steal my children, my guardians, pervert my force.
Yes, but I don't understand.
What he wants, eternity, strength, power. It is what they all want. Those who take without looking beyond themselves. Like all those from the faraway lands.
He wasn't like that. He couldn't care less about all that.
Then it is the sickness, the brevity of his existence that terrified him to the point it changed who he is. You must stop him. Each time that he bonds, he destroys me a little more. And with me, the hope for a cure. And now it's my heart, my most sacred sanctuary that he covets. You must kill him.
That is madness.
The consequence of his folly, yes. Believe me, there is no other solution. Stop him, flesh of my earth.
I still can't believe that.
I understand what you feel, lad. En on meal vruchten never lie.
We must learn more if we want to understand this hiding place he was talking about in his notes.
If he is as clever as I think, my child, we need to be prudent from now on.
I'm well aware.
And what hope do we have against all the creatures he is assembling? Give us your help, Illuminated, because the path is dark.
Allow me to be more pragmatic, Father. It's an army. The natives will help us. Perhaps the Nords, if we're... The idea disgusts me to ask for help from that viper Torsten. And we could also speak to the Mother Cardinal. The support... What an absurd project. But not here. On an island wherever... Let us go.
What do you seek?
I have come to ask for your help in...
The one Finbar abducted.
He was afflicted by a terrible disease. Katasak bonded him to the island. Do you remember the attacks of Crete?
Of course.
He was sent by my cousin.
The Donegada never bind themselves.
I'm afraid they may be right.
So, he is the...
Without a doubt. I intend to suggest this. I know that you don't like the Renai, but we are all threatened.
I do not like you, but you are our Karants. and I will assemble my best warrior. In the meantime, take...
Thank you, Deirdre.
We will prevail or we will die. Anything more?
I need to be going.
What will I say?
Tisarde.
I have come to ask for you. My cousin has been He took control of, and now he uses them to
A
attack.
difficult situation. Who's in charge of the island is none of our...
It actually does concern you. He's not looking for political...
I see.
We must stop him at all. I already have the support of other factions. But I was...
Alas, even if I wanted to, they don't trust you enough to follow...
Could there be a way to make them change their mind?
Captain Reuben warned me that he suspects... It is almost certain, she said.
Why ask me to take...
This is a very serious accusation. The Norts are like a family. I think an external view is required. Anyway, their ship. Your authority will allow...
I see.
It's up to you to find out. You've seen the techniques we use, and you know...
I agree. Where can I find Captain Reuben?
At the port...
Unfortunately, I don't have enough time.
That's regrettable. And to give you this, alas...
Thank you, Admiral.
The best forge in Tier for a day. Oh. Want armor that fits you like a glove? We'll make it for you.
Commander Torsten,
Surdus,
I investigated and discovered the...
I was certain you were so.
My cousin.
Your cousin.
No. You must understand. Constantine acted alone. And who knows? Maybe...
These attacks would be his revenge.
I don't know. But each of these rituals gave him a great... Now he's threatening to target the main native... And if he succeeds...
You come here with your probably expected me to send my troops. For all I know, you might very...
If that were the case, why would I have come to your rescue? I could have just let them overwhelm you. But despite your treason, I helped you. I already managed to convince other factions to... If we want to have a chance at saving this...
I am in your debt, it's true. Without... And since I don't want you to think I hope that it will prove useful. My men will never follow you in battle.
That is regrettable. I must go.
Naturally.
Your Eminence.
Sir de Sardet.
Do you remember I thought that some...
Yes, you thought that this...
And I was right.
You're hesitating.
Indeed.
And thanks to which obscure...
Constantine acted alone. As for the way he manipulated the...
Absolutely. Are you telling me that your cousin has made a...
Something like that. He was cured, but the power he received, thus gaining control over the...
But why attack us?
His thirst for power is making him want to... And I know that for this purpose he will soon attack... I won't stand a chance against... Others have already joined me. Having a common enemy should help us forget...
You expect us to participate in a combined... I hope you realize that for me to... Or have full...
Are you implying that you may change...
If you accept to deal with the problem I entrust...
And what if I simply reminded you...
You surprised me, de Sardet. I wouldn't have thought you were so good. Since you leave me no choice, but I hope that my debt will then...
Of course, Your Eminence. I must leave you.
Naturally, Your Excellency.
Good day, Your Excellency.
Alas, that title signifies nothing.
I'm truly sorry.
Thank you. We should have been... well then.
Since you broached the subject of treachery...
I'm not sure I understand.
Have you forgotten that after sending me to save your savants that you then again sought my assistance? According to you, I needed only to convince the Tierna Conductus to provide us with a remedy. But you used me like a pawn, seeking in truth to capture her.
I cannot understand. I was certain that the witch doctor would refuse to help us, and I had good reason to believe.
You are even ready to use...
Whatever do you mean?
After wounding the Tierna, your and you dare to tell me... Can I remind you that to assassinate...
I never... That man went beyond... I implore you. Please accept my sincerest and...
I can only give you the benefit of the doubt. In the meantime, you need not keep a candle lit for the...
He would... I am all the more sorry because your cousin has been quite... I should have made myself clearer.
There never was a remedy. It was a...
No. What a shame.
We are looking for help.
Help? I doubt that I could be of any usefulness, but I'll hear...
I do not know if it's the Malachor or the ritual. He has decided to take control...
I'm not sure I understand. Of course I have heard you speak of the miraculous healing.
My cousin participated in a ritual. This ritual saved him and gave him his...
I'm not sure I believe in these mad stories. But if your cousin wishes to conquer this island... Alas, I no longer have an army, nor only this old weapon that allowed me to... It is a unique weapon that I created myself.
Thank you, Doctor.
Anything else?
I need to be going.
Farewell,
Hello, Glendan.
Björn.
To tell you that men are going to come all the way to the sanctuary.
I thank you for what she is disgusted as much as I. But we do not
No. It is all of Tirfredi. We have need of You need to prepare yourself as well.
We will fight. Have no doubt.
I have no doubt.
May the rocks give you. Can I do anything else?
I must leave.
Qua awelem.
The cave that Constantine indicated in his note shouldn't be very far.
He must have made sure that the place was guarded, so that no intruder can come and rummage through his belongings.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle!
Constantine has marked several places on this map. I recognize some of them. They are sacred places for the natives, places of connection. This place, this journal. My poor Constantine, you have completely lost your mind. What are you hoping to achieve with these rituals?
No Donegad has ever done such a thing. It goes against the balance that we are defending. Enon Mir Frichterman was right. Your cousin wants power. He is feeding from the strength of Tyr Fredi.
So much so that he's threatening Enon Mir Frichterman himself. He wants to take his place. To think he's been plotting this absurd plan for weeks. He even used us to achieve it. The intruder in the sanctuary was certainly sent by him, to scout the place. We'll need to gather allies if we're going to stop him. But we will also have to weaken him and break apart the bonds that...
You're perfectly right, my child. And only Dunkers may be willing to listen to us. At least there's a better chance than with the High Priest there.
You're right. Let's go.
man.
What brings you here, Honor?
I need your help. You may have heard about the strange guardians who are
Yes,
It is the work of my cousin. Every time he bonds himself, he becomes more powerful.
And he weakens the island and threatens... His spirit is not in balance. The only...
Enon Mil Frictamen did warn me that...
What are you planning on...
We're gathering our allies. But if...
And break some of... I will have to talk about this with the rest. But in the meantime, the Barag note... However...
What can I do?
During the ritual, the one who is bonding himself spills some of his blood. The Guardian lifts the stone so that it may... The only way to break this bond is to have a... We will be able to do it, but these... So, in the meantime, you must... Here. Take these seeds and plant them at the... These plants grow very fast, and their roots will... However, you must be careful.
Thank you, Duncan.
And thank you for... Don't worry. I will send more...
I must admit that I expected Duncas to be more angered when he learned what Constantine had done.
He's a sage amongst sages, even amongst the Donegada. Enon Mil Frictamen speaks in his ear. I think he already knew what was happening, even before we came to see him.
I almost regret not choosing him to become High King.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle. Shadow engulf our enemies! protect me in this battle. May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
It's dead. Now let's plant the seed Lucas gave us at the base of the raised stone. Look! The plant seems to be growing extremely fast. The Donigarda of Dunkas's clan are sure to be here soon to finish breaking the bond.